Dear all, welcome to our Bhagavad Gita Simple Understanding Discussions, episode number 65, text number 7.8 to 7.11. Basically, in the previous class, we discussed how Krishna entered the text number 7.7 by saying that the whole world rests in him, just like the pearls in the necklace rest on the thread, or the knot in the thread. Same way, the whole universe, be it X, Y, Z, whatever we may feel, think, or say, or perceive, or see, or feel, everything is resting on Krishna himself. So, that part we will be discussing today, the 4 shlokas. We start with 7.8. So, Krishna says, Rasoham apsa kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryoho pranvah sarva vedesho shabdake paurusham nasham. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun, the moon, the syllabi Om in Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in the men. So basically, Krishna wants to say that He is present in every aspect of our life. Whatever we perceive, whatever we think of, whatever we experience, everything is nothing but Krishna. So that's what it means. So the first example, what Krishna says is, I am the taste of water. So when we are very thirsty and when we drink water, we feel an satiation or sapidity. So that sapidity is nothing but Krishna. That sapidity comes from Krishna. That's what he means. Again, the light and the sun, the light of the sun and the moon. He says that is also he himself. So that means the light, whatever we see, whatever we are able to see in the whole universe, or at least in the earth, that is because of light, and that light is also coming from Krishna through sun. And in the night we have a reflection of moon, which is sun's light, and again that is indirectly coming from Krishna. That's what he means. And also Krishna goes on to say that the syllabi Om in the Vedic literatures, Vedic mantras, is also himself. That means one should know that all the Vedic mantras start with an prefix of Om. Okay, that's basically auspiciousness. So Krishna says that auspiciousness, or that Om, is also he himself. That means, what he means to say is, everything whatever we are concerned with is nothing but Krishna. And so the whole world is Krishna himself. Again he goes on to say that I am the sound in the ether and the ability in the man. The sound in the ether is an subtle form. Basically it's a gross element, but present on the outer layer of the earth, and that is where the sound was created. And he says that sound also comes from him. Basically water gives taste, earth gives fragrance, fire gives a form. So in this way there are various elements which gives various sense perceptions, and Krishna goes on to say that the sense perception also comes from him. And the ability in man, so whatever the ability there might be, it might be an architect, it might be a scientist, it might be a politician, it may be a military man, it might be a poet, it might be a sportsman, whatever ability is as a man as, Krishna says that ability is also coming from him. So in one way we have to understand that everything on this earth is from Krishna, or everything in the universe is from Krishna. Going on with further examples, Krishna goes on to say in the text number 7.9, Punya Gandha Prithviyam Cha Tejas Cha Asmi Vaibhavasu Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapas Cha Asmi Tapasvishu. I am the original fragrance of the earth. So the smell, whatever we have from the flowers or from the fruits, it's coming from earth. Earth, the seed is sown in the earth, the minerals, water, whatever, all the things are absorbed, and finally the fruit is given, and there is some fragrance also evolved. Krishna says that fragrance is also coming from earth. Again, earth is another element. Its perception, its sense perception is related to smell, and Krishna says that smell is also coming from him. And I am the heat in the fire. Now we heard how in the previous text Krishna says he is the light in the sun. When light is there, that means heat also should be there. So Krishna says that heat is also coming from the fire. When we burn fire, there is heat and light. So one way he says light is also he himself. Other way he says heat is also he himself. So both are he himself. And I am the life of all that lives. That means all living entities what we are here, what our lives are going on. Krishna says it is also because of him, it is also himself. That means if you are living on this earth, that means it is by the blessings of Krishna. It is by the sanctioning of Krishna. So which means whatever activity we do in our life, everything is sanctioned by Krishna. And he goes on to say, I am the pencils of all ascetics. Now this is all related to material. Now there are ascetics who go to the Himalayas or go to the forest or go to the faraway places and do lot of penances and tapasyas. Krishna says that the penances, that tapasya, that result of that penance is also he himself. So this is how Krishna speaks about himself. It's like the biggest ego what we have, that is of Krishna. Now text number 10, 7.10, he says, Bijamam sarvabhutanam vidhi parata sanatanam buddhir buddhimatham asmi tejasvinamaham. O son of Pruta, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the powers of all powerful men. So he says, I am the original seed of all existence. That means he is the beginning of everything. Whatever exists, the beginning is he himself. The intelligence of the intelligent. Now sometimes we see, now whatever the two shlokas we heard is all physical. Now there is going on to the subtle form where people are very intelligent, or they do some intellectual work, or they have some intellectual capacity, special intellectual capacity, or even a normal man has intelligence. Krishna says that intelligence is also he himself. So without him we cannot have any intelligence. So whatever we imagine, whatever we do some intellectual work, whatever we think, whatever ideas we get, that is also coming from Krishna himself. For example, we are somewhere in a market and would have forgot everything, and suddenly we remember something that we have to buy this, or some activity we are doing and suddenly we remember, oh, this I had to do. Where that remembrance is coming, that is also coming from Krishna. That intelligence is also coming from Krishna. That means you should directly say that, who gave me this intelligence, who gave me this remembrance, that is coming from Krishna. That's what he means. And finally, the power of all powerful men. Now we have different kinds of power. We have political power, we have some medical power, we have some scientific power, we have some atomic power, we have some speech power, we have some kind of eye power. So all these kinds of power, whatever is there, that is also coming from Krishna. So Krishna is responsible for that power. One might be a powerful military person, that power is also sanctioned from Krishna. One may be a powerful person who can command anything, like a politician, that power is also given to Krishna. Sometimes we see politics, a person stays on the power for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but suddenly uses all the power. So that power is also given by Krishna, that power is also taken away from Krishna. So that is the game of Krishna, we have to understand. So Krishna says, if somebody is enjoying any power, you should be very grateful that this power is coming from God. That is why we also respect a powerful person. Example, if there is an, say, MLA or MP or some kind of officer or whatever, we need to respect him, because that position is given to him by Krishna so that he can utilize for good activity. We have to respect that person. Not that is because it's a material position. It's because spiritually, if you see, it has been sanctioned by the Lord that he has to serve such people. He has to serve his position. So that is sanctioned by Krishna. That is why he is sitting there. Hence we need to respect that person. So that way, and finally ending this text, we have balam balavatam chaham kama raga vivarjitam dharma viruddha bhuteshu kama asmi bharatashrava. This is 7.11, where the text says, I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principle, O Lord of the Bharatas. So this is a very important point. Krishna concludes and he says, I am the strength of the strong. So as I told you, there is power, and there is intellectual, everything is there. Finally he goes on to say, I am the strength in the strong. One may be physically strong, he has lifting lot of weights or is doing some activity. To do any activity there must be some strength. Even to lift a pen we need strength, and Krishna says that whatever strength you have to do an activity, that strength is also me. So we need to understand that if a body part is not working, that is because of the sanction of Krishna, that he doesn't want that part to work, and hence it is not working. Example, a person may be a very strong boxer, and suddenly he has some disease and he loses capacity to even lift his hand. This happened with Muhammad Ali. The same way it happens with stroke person who have paralysis. A day before they used to do all activities normally, but suddenly their legs and hands are not reacting. That means we need to understand that it has been sanctioned by Krishna that this should happen or this shouldn't happen. You are able to even to lift a small pen, we need to have a sanctioning of Krishna, or even to lift our hand and to scratch our back. To that also we need power, and for that also we need to have sanction from Krishna. That is the power of Krishna. And Krishna goes on to say that devoid of, and if that strength is used for any activity which is without passion or desire, he says that kind of activity is sanctioned. This is basically speaking, it's basically when strength is used for some himsa purpose, some violent purpose. Even violence is sanctioned by Krishna if it is against passion and desire. Indirectly saying Krishna, Arjuna, that the whole war you have to fight without passion or desire. The whole Kurukshetra war which is going to fight. So indirectly saying. The other example we could say is how Hanuman used entire of his strength to Rama for his service without any desire or without any passion. So that kind of usage of strength is also sanctioned, or that kind of violence is also sanctioned in Vedic scriptures if it is devoid of passion and desire. And finally, even sex is sanctioned in Shastras which are not breaking the religious principles. Basically, religious principles say that a man and a woman can have sex under certain circumstances, that is, they are married and the woman has completed her menstrual cycle of the 5th day, they can approach and they need to have sex and they can procreate children. The purpose of having sex is also to procreate children, not to just have sense enjoyment. And religious scriptures say that a man can avoid sex only if the woman is very old, or if the husband and wife have many children, they don't want any more children, and certain circumstances they can avoid sex. Otherwise, the religious scriptures say that if a woman has completed the 5th day of menstrual cycle, it is compulsory for the husband to have sex with her, because that is why they are married for. So in this way we understand how each and every thing has been outlined in scriptures, and if we follow the rules of the scriptures, then we are on the safer side. So that's how Krishna goes on to explain in these last 4 shlokas which we read out, how he represents everything, and we need to see Krishna's hand in every activity what we do. So that's how we will be ending the class today. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.